Raven, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna specifically get you and no one else. I'm looking at you, I'm watching you. Don't think I don't see you. Alright. Welcome in, everybody. I saw a noodle. I know Raven's lurking somewhere. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. But hello, Sugar. Hello, Noodle. Hello, Raven. Hello, Rogue. Hello, Jade. It is incredible to see all of you again. I I have a lot to talk about today. Today is probably gonna be a almost purely a just chatting stream, so be prepared for a lot of yapping and not a lot else. We have a lot to go over today. Speaking of, let me see if I can change the stream latency while I'm live. It'd be very cool if I could. Darn, I don't think I can. Or at least I don't know where it is. Don't mind me just looking around as I do. Yeah, the chat colors will change a little bit in between streams. It's something that's a little bit more difficult than I could figure out in just the afternoon today. But we're on our way there. can't change that while live. Ah, I see. Alright, then. I think it's time we get started. Actually. Yeah, let me. There we go. Alright. I guess I can keep this music on in the background while we do stuff. Switch over. And yes! Okay, perfect. Everything's working. Hello, everybody. It's. It's good to be back. It's nice to see all of you again. Um, I guess one thing I can just mention straight off the bat, I figured out how to get my webcam on my computer, or on the top of it. So like, look at that. Look how smooth I am. I can move full range now. It's so much nicer. Oh, you don't know how amazed I was when I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I can totally just move now. I figured out how to set the thing to 30 frames a second. It was running at 10, by the way. I hadn't changed it for some reason. I hadn't figured out how to do that. But now I can move a full force, which is incredible. All right. Now let's see. How's everybody doing today? It's been 4 months since I've seen everybody. As mentioned earlier, I have a lot to go over with everybody here. I'll probably wait and let a couple more people trickle in. That's the word. Before I get started, as you can tell, I have completely overhauled everything about my streams. There's still a couple things I'm working on, like redoing chat colors and getting like the panels working again. Not working again. I'm redoing them. I believe all the commands should still work, but I need to change over some of the panels. Last time I made them, I was still using Twitter, or actively using Twitter to like send things. So I need to change that one over to Blue Sky and a couple other things, but for the most part, yeah, I just refilled my water bottle actually. Thank you so much for the hydrate noodle. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? How have things been? it's it's been a bit. I wonder. Let's see. Let me turn the volume down. Yeah, there we go. Is the Spotify audio coming through? My fucking pancake. Thank you so much for that, sugar. Oh, I don't think the audio is coming through. Give me a second. There we go. Now it is. I also need to reset this because the eyes keep blinking and, well, I'm not blinking. There we go. Okay. So, as you can see, a couple of things have changed. Uh, a lot, actually. I've redone all of my overlays. I've got my models working better. In fact, watch this. Ah, right, it takes a couple seconds. There we go. I've reformatted everything, changed it all around. I've got a lot of new things on here, including, if anybody's seen, there's a new redeem if you want to try that out. That one is one of my personal favorites. It has become my favorite as I've been testing to make sure that it works and that everything is going well. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Sugar, for the Pride Hearts. I haven't added a sound to it just yet, but it does do a random Pride themed heart whenever you redo it or whenever you do it. Yeah, I love it so much. It is my favorite. Yep, there's the 2D. It is nice. Thank you, Chad. Well, the rogue has deemed it necessary. I have returned to 2D. It is, it all must obey. But yes, as I've said a couple times now, we have a lot to go over today. Quite a lot. And that kind of starts where we left off. So, last time I streamed was the end of January, as far as I remember. Let me double check. I should know it off the top of my head, but I don't. Yep. January 22nd, 2024 was the last time I streamed. And it's been 4 months since then. Now, some of you might know what has happened. I've been trying to fist. Thank you for the hydrate. It's amazing to see you preemptively do all three hydrates because I know they're coming. Yep, there it is. It's amazing to see you again. I hope you're doing well. Max of 3. Yeah, yeah. For silly goobers like you. I know you would. I know you would do more if you had more, which is specifically why I do it. But I'm not evil. I give you more than one hydrate. Oh, that 30 chain? Yeah. That gosh. I drink so much water all at once that I started to feel it like not in my nose, but it felt like the water was moving throughout my whole face, and it wasn't good. I did not enjoy it, which is why we have the limit in the first place. Only OGs remember the reason why I put on the limit. And it's for very good reason. Yeah, would do 116. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What does that mean? That means you have 116 times 100. Holy cow, you have 11,000 channel points? That's ridiculous. Kind of cool, though. I'm impressed. Need a hydrate spam back? Nope. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. We banned that. We outlawed that for a reason. But yes. Um last time we were here, actually the last time I streamed before this morning when my temporary connection completely dropped out beneath me was January 22nd of 2025, which was about 4 months and a week ago. And if anybody remembers, I'd be surprised if anybody does. It was the bee farm and connection points, which was a lot of fun. I had a great time fitting it in into that area that we had, and it was great. Now, that's kind of where the good stops, at least for a little while. Uh, yeah, things have not been great for the most part, at least when it comes to streaming and making creative things, making content. I kind of dropped off the face of the earth for a lot of reasons, but probably the main one that started everything, that kind of catalyzed everything, was my graphics card. I got a new computer, for anybody who doesn't remember, back in November of 2024, and I set it up and started using it in December of 2024. So about a month later, I had completely moved everything over, transferred all my programs and applications, and it got set up, and it worked fine for most of December, as far as I know. And then near the end of December, was it end of December? No, I think it was beginning of January. Near the beginning of January, as some of you probably know, my graphics card started to have a lot of issues. Mainly, it kept crashing. Uh, cr- you're not gonna like the answer, Noodle. Uh, in short, sort of, but it's a longer story than that. All relating to the graphics card, unfortunately. But yeah, so graphics card starts having issues. As far as I can tell, now that I'm off that graphics card, I have gotten a new graphics card, which is why I was able to start streaming at the beginning of May. And so obviously I'm here, everything is working even better than the other graphics card did, obviously. This graphics card is actually stronger, which is funny. But yeah, you're not gonna like the answer, unfortunately. Thank you for the bright heights. So, graphics card having issues, as far as we can tell, what I think happened is that the memory cards inside of the graphics card just either completely shorted out, got corrupted, had some sort of issue, whatever which way it was. We think it was the memory inside the graphics card that kept breaking, which is an issue because this graphics card was in every way better than the old one I had. My old computer had a Quadro 2000, which is, you know, about 10 years out of date at this point. It's old. It was made back in like 2011. My whole computer was made of parts that were made like over a decade ago. So anything would have been an upgrade. But specifically, my computer was designed to be both cost effective and an upgrade. And it was in every way except my graphics card. Now, with the issues, my graphics card essentially constantly crashed. Some of you saw that during stream, but a lot of you didn't see off of stream. It would go all the time. Sometimes I would get lucky and I'd get maybe 4, 5, 6 days where no crashes would happen, and other times I would literally go a week of every day the graphics card would crash no fewer than 4 or 5 times. I could not go more than a couple hours before the thing gave out, crashed, and I had to switch to my built-in motherboard GPU, which, by the way, can sort of run streams if it wasn't conflicting with the half working graphics card stuff or um graphics card functionality and stuff, because that did happen, by the way, which did cause my computer to blue screen multiple times whenever I tried to open VR chat or Genshin or Star Rail or VR chat or Stardew. So so not only could I not get those games open or even stream at all, but when I did get it working, it then kept crashing because the built-in GPU sucks. I mean, it's not terrible. It's actually really nice. For the most part, it was able to run things pretty well. But when you use your built-in GPU in the motherboard, it puts a bigger strain on the motherboard, which means less things worked well. It was good as a temporary solution, but Stardew refused to open when I used the temporary graphics, when I used the motherboard GPU. A lot of things would either blue screen a bunch of times before it worked, or just wouldn't open at all. My computer blue screened, I kid you not, over the in the time that I had the graphics card. Seeing my computer blue screen became a normal thing for me, which is not good, by the way. You shouldn't want that. That was terrible. So essentially, once January started and started getting into late January and then early February, I just stopped streaming and honestly stopped editing as well because I couldn't make videos because, well, my graphics card crashed like every other hour some days. So I couldn't reliably edit anything because then I would just lose hours of progress. And so it was like, not only can I not do that, but I can't stream either because now my graphics card can't run anything and everything's breaking. And I can't trust my computer to run something that I've been doing for over 3 years at this point, almost 4 years, actually almost five now. In yeah, 4.5 years I've been streaming, and almost and over what 8 years that I've been making videos on YouTube, and suddenly I couldn't do either of them. It was not great. I did not feel great. Being completely honest and genuine with everybody, it sucked. It sucked a lot. I basically had to cut myself off from doing this thing that I loved because I do love doing this. I love streaming and I love making videos. And unfortunately, I had to stop doing that because I couldn't trust my computer to hold up. I couldn't even play games. Like, that was the thing. It wasn't even just these things that. Ah, thank you, Noodle. It wasn't even just that I couldn't, what is it called? I forget what it's called. Yeah, I couldn't even just do the things that I consider hobbies at this point. Like streaming and video editing and, posting videos and stuff. Not only could I not do that, but I functionally couldn't do like anything on my computer. The only thing I could reliably run on like my built-in graphics card GPU. Thank you for the posture check. Thank you. The only thing I could reliably run on it was Minecraft. So I've been playing even more Minecraft than usual the last 4 months. Like an absurd amount. Not that I don't usually, but I have, and I'm still feeling the effects of this today. I don't trust any other game except Minecraft at this point to move or run or do anything because I had so many issues for so long trying, like, I wanted to play Genshin or Star Rail. Half the time they would crash and my computer would blue screen. I wanted to open VR chat and like join somebody, like join my friends like Graveyard Growls and Tesuara Princeps and Slumberhaven. Half the time I either couldn't run it, it would blue screen my computer, or I'd have to sacrifice quality to get it to work. If I tried to use a mirror in high quality with just my built-in GPU, I couldn't. It would make the whole game lag. So not only could I not stream or make videos or post anything, not only did I have to stop myself from doing these things that I loved, but I also couldn't do anything outside of play one game, which, to be fair, it is my favorite game of all time. But it kind of left me in a really not a really bad position of I can't use my computer reliably to do anything, which sucks because I spent over $1,000 on my new computer, by the way. I think now with the new GPU, it's closer to like maybe 16 or 70. No, um, yeah, 16 or 1700. So like closer to 2000 now. But I spent like months um trying to make sure that not only was I getting a computer that worked and that all the parts fit together and there weren't any issues with any compatibility or functionality and that everything would match up together. But then, not even a month into having my computer fully built, it causes me the worst graphical issues I have ever experienced in my life. So, that would be one thing. If that was where the problems ended, that would be okay. If I just had to deal with a shitty graphics card for 4 months, okay, cool. It sucks. It has definitely changed my behavior and how I play games that I'm still trying to get out of, but it's manageable. However, the worst part that if you are in the Discord, you would have heard about is that I was sick and tired of the graphics card. And a couple of my friends had recommended me going in and getting it checked out with Geek Squad. Now, to be fair, it is not on Geek Squad for what happened, for what I'm about to tell you. Genuinely, they just did their job, and I signed away things happening that I didn't fully understand. And I don't blame myself for what happens or for what's about to happen. Oh, I'll let the ad break pass before I continue. But yeah, for what's about to happen, I don't blame myself. It was just a series of terrible circumstances, but it has impacted me significantly. Yeah, ad break. Yeah, the ad break had to kick in so that we can. Maybe if I tilt this downwards more, my eyes stay open. Yes. Cries and ads popping up. Don't worry. I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently. I also threw together a Spotify playlist very, very quickly. Me, the woman who never makes playlists. Um, I mean, to be fair, they didn't figure out the issue, so you wouldn't be entirely wrong. I'm not surprised it's 4 ads in a row. It is 90 seconds, so if they wanted to give you four 15-second ads, that makes sense. I'm considering switching it over to just to like 1 3 minute ad section just every hour so that we have a little less interruptions instead of like 90 seconds every 30 minutes. Free from the ads. Yes. Welcome back. I almost got my eyes to work. Oh gosh, I cannot tell you how happy it makes me that I can move my head. I can blink. I can I can look at chat. Chat, what are you doing? I'm I see you. I know what you're up to. I cannot tell you how happy it has made me to be able to use my 3D model again for like the intended way I have been wanting to use it for the last 2 years. She sees us. Yeah, I do. What you gonna do about it? I know what you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But now that ads are over, I can continue my story. So it is the it's the end of February. I have been dealing with my graphics card for about 2 months now, and we're gonna pause again because Jade. Oh my god. Oh wait, the redeems. Oh, the alerts work now. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, my old computer had so many issues with that. Jade, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. And also for starting a hype train. Holy cow. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, my mic is peaking. I need to be careful about that. I'm so sorry. I'm actually gonna turn that down just ever so slightly. So let's see. Let's see. We've got an Ed, Sugar Noodle, Tweak, Fist, and a Rogue. I think everybody that's here just got a gift sub. That's incredible. Thank you so much for that, Jade. That is super wonderful of you. So yeah, it's the end of February. I think specifically, I think it was February 23rd or so when I took it in, or when I finally got it in, by the way. And I have just been fed up with my graphics card, and I'm like, I'm just gonna let somebody else check it out. I feel like it's a graphics card issue, but I can't be sure. Maybe it's a memory card issue. Maybe there's a compatibility issue with like my motherboard or something. I don't know, but these crashes are annoying me, and I can't continue if I don't do something about it. So I take it into Geek Squad. They take my computer, and I don't have it for 4 days. So I just use my old computer. Actually, Noodle, I'm describing what happened at the end of February. So, you snooze, you lose. I'm doing time travel over here. So, I take it in, and 4 days pass. I'm using my old computer while this is happening. Lexi, hello. I am. We're just chatting right now. Speaking of, let me switch over the special events to just chatting. There we go. But yes, I hope you're enjoying your lunch break. I hope work is treating you not poorly today. Yeah, I so it took 4 days. It was they said it was only supposed to take 2 days, but the first day, um, I didn't give them the password correctly, like the password for my computer. So I had to exchange emails and get the right password sent in. Then like a day passes and they tried some things and they weren't sure. Then it hits day 3 and they're like, "Okay, we're not exactly sure what the issue is, but we can reset Windows. If anybody knows where this is going, it's not good." So, in a form that Geek Squad gives you, it basically it's a sign. It's like a signature of just saying like if they want to reset Windows to try and fix an issue, they can. And like signing away and saying, yes, I am okay with that. Because I originally signed it because it said that it would keep my personal files. However, what I didn't fully comprehend and what ended up becoming the main issue of this whole last 4 months is that when it says that they keep your files, they mean everything in your documents, your pictures, your downloads folders, those basic Windows folders. However, everything else gets reset and deleted, essentially. Um, Everything in your applications, any games you have on your computer, gone, completely wiped, to try and see if they can fix something. Windows just naturally has that option. And so when they said, like, do you want us to go forward with doing the resets? It's going to keep your stuff, but it won't keep applications. I was like, yeah, sure. That sounds fine. I signed away on that. That's all good. And I sent it ahead forward. So cool. Oh, ah, yeah. You all probably know where this is going, don't you? It's nowhere good, that's for sure. Okay. So, yeah, I sent it away. It actually takes a day longer because when I sent in that email, the the person who was working on it just didn't tell anybody what was going on with my computer, and she just kind of left. for the weekend. So they had to take a whole nother day where we like went in the day before and was like, hey, it's been 3 days. What's going on with my computer? And they were like, yeah, it turns out the lady who was working on the computer left and didn't tell anybody um what's going on. So yeah, now that we know and we figure out what's going on, we have confirmation from you. We'll get it done. Get it done, bring it home, and I am over the moon. Let me tell you, 4 days without the computer that I just 2 months before spent over $1,000 to get, by the way, has been away from home for 4 days. I haven't been able to do a lot. I've been without all of my all of my stuff that I've had on my computer for the last 3 years, 4 years at that point. Um, and so I bring it home, and I am over the moon. There were two issues I wanted to fix. One, the graphics card was crashing. Now I know it's just a faulty graphics card, and I wish I knew this before. And two, like some Windows functions stopped working. Like I couldn't use basic whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. Like Windows Clipboard where you can like copy and paste things, and if you can push like Windows V, you can like change exactly what you're pasting from the last like 20 or so things that you've copied. I use it a lot. It just wasn't working. I I don't actually know what the issue with that was. It may have been related to graphics card constantly crashing my computer. I don't know. It never worked. So I get it back, I turn it on, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see if this fixed my issues. So I turn on my computer and it loads up fine. I do the sign in stuff, all good. Clipboard works again. And then I start looking through everything. Yeah, long story short, it completely deleted everything related to Minecraft because Minecraft's an application. I didn't think about it, but Minecraft is unusual compared to most games. It's not saved anywhere else except the Minecraft folder, by the way. It is just the Minecraft folder, and that's where everything is stored. So if you lose that, you lose everything, which is exactly what happened. I lost everything. Every single player world I had, connection point, my testing world, all of my backups of old worlds that I played on, completely wiped. Gone. I cannot get them back. They are erased from existence. All of my single player worlds, all of my skins, all of my screenshots. Let me tell you, I have had the screenshot folder that was on that computer from my old computer. And I got my old computer May of 2021, or maybe February. Technically, my screenshots go all the way back to February of 2021, which means I had 4 years of screenshots, over 5,000 screenshots on that computer. Some of those worlds, like my test world and my and connection point, were over 4 years old, or were going to be 4 years old. That test world was 4 years old. Connection point was going to turn 4 years in about 2 weeks, and I lost it, all of it. Now I got lucky a little bit. Um, I got a little lucky. I'm a chronic screenshot sharer, a lot, especially with my friends. Hey Jade, I didn't call you out earlier, Skelly. Welcome in. I'm really glad you're here. But with a lot of my friends, I share screenshots. We commonly play on realms together and have played on servers together. So I have shared a lot of my screenshots that I've taken through that, and I cannot understate this. Through searching through about 20, maybe more servers, I searched every single one of my servers, maybe upwards of 30 or so over the course of like 3 days, and I was able to recover about 1,000 of them. I think the full number was like 1,200 or 1,300, which given the fact that I just lost everything, is amazing. However, I had 5,000. I now had just over 1,000. I only managed to get back about 25% of everything I had. It's still amazing from recovery standards, given that Minecraft in its entirety was wiped from my computer and I did not have access to it anymore. That was amazing. But still, that's 75% of the last 4 years of me playing this game gone overnight. That's insane. Not to mention my test world where I have been building and testing redstone and builds and mobs and all kinds of things. Mind you, for the last 4 years, wiped, which is both ironic and really painful because I made that test world. Specifically, it was called Test World 2 Electric Boogaloo after my first test world, which I made in 2019. I made that one and had it until January 2021, when my previous computer, my laptop that I had before my old computer, completely just failed, and I couldn't get into the hard drive for 3 years, mind you. I only got that stuff back after searching for years, and in like October 2024, I managed to finally get into the hard drive and get like 90% of the screenshots and a bunch of my old worlds and stuff back. So, mind you, this was like 4 months after I had just gotten everything from 2019 to early 2021 back. I just got all of that back. And I specifically made Test World 2 because I lost the first test world and didn't know if I'd ever see it again. So I made a new one based off of it. Like same it's like a flat world test world. So I made the same like layouts and just built on it for 4 years. And I lost it entirely. Um Not to mention the other one that you're all going to be extremely familiar with, especially the common viewers here, connection point. It's not easy to say, but connection point, um, minus one very, very lucky break, was wiped completely. Um, Now, I did have some recovery software. As mentioned, I in October I managed to get my stuff back off of a hard drive from like 3 years ago, but because of how thoroughly a Windows reset wiped it, even though I was only a couple days out getting from getting my computer back, all of the screenshots were broken. They wouldn't load. All of my all of my Minecraft worlds, all of my Minecraft saves, um every single one of my backups completely broken. I tried, you know what, I can actually show you the world that ended up happening in just a second. But when I tried loading up Connection Point, my world that I got off of recovering the data, it was just a completely brand new world. Same thing with my test road. It was completely broken. Nothing survived. And even my backups, you would think maybe the backups would be safe. No, every single one of them broke. None of them were successful in restoring my data. All of them refused to open. They were completely blank on the inside. So, in the span of 4 days, I lost everything. I lost 4 years of my life. It sounds silly, but I have been playing this game basically every day for the last 8 years, and half of that was gone in the blink of an eye. And it was my fault. I didn't know that's what would happen with a reset. but I basically erased everything from the last 4 years and lost it completely, which was really hard to come to terms with. I don't I don't know how to express how it felt. I I don't know if I could express how it felt. I mean, yeah, I can. It's grief. This is something I have cared about and poured my, hours of my time every month into these worlds, these screenshots, these memories, and I lost them. And that was really hard for a long time. It still hurts to this day because I will be like, oh, wait, I definitely took a screenshot of that. Let me check it. I don't have that screenshot anymore. There have been so many moments over the last couple months where I have gone looking for a screenshot or something that I used to do or had built earlier this year from like January or February or even December. And just like I said, 75% of those screenshots didn't make it. I wasn't able to recover them because I never sent them in Discord. So, like, three-fourths of everything I think is going to be there isn't there. The important moments got saved, at least most of them, and that's all I have to go off of. So, I still feel the effects of it today. I'm thankful that I still remember what happened and I still have the world backups from past worlds that I've played on and can make new screenshots. And obviously, am still playing in a world with my friends right now on a realm. Uh, if I haven't talked about it before, it's called The Skies. We're on season 2. It started last June and it is still going and will probably go until July. So, yeah, thankfully I didn't lose the worlds, but I lost some of the stuff in them. There was like some specific books I had written in creative versions of the worlds. I only got like half of those back. A lot of the things I had built in my test world, I only vaguely remember. And Connection Point as a whole, gone. 4 years of my life erased literally in the blink of an eye. And it's a world I cared about so much. It's one of the reasons I was able to stream so often because I love Minecraft. It you look at everybody, you talk to anybody who knows me. I'm a Minecraft fanatic. I love this game. I love the silly block game. And especially Connection Point. It meant the world to me because it has been there since the first year I was streaming, like halfway through 2021 in June 10th. That's when I started Connection Point. I started it before I had 50 followers. I have 342 now. And that will only continue to go up as time goes on. I had it before I had 50 followers. Before I had 100 subscribers on YouTube. Before I started shorts. Before almost everything. And that was gone and there was nothing I could do about it. Yeah. So not only did I lose the world, but I lost the backups. The backups were all corrupted, like I mentioned earlier. So I couldn't even restore Connection Point at any point. However, there is one very, very small glimmer of hope that made it through. Does anybody remember 2023 when I had a follower goal? I think it was 250 or 300. I don't remember which one it was now. But I had a follower goal in 2023 to put out a world download for Connection Point. It was July 11th, 2023 when I eventually did it. It was right before I finished the Willow Tree, my base that I live in, or lived in. And very importantly, it wasn't on my computer. I uploaded it to Google Drive and is accessible for anybody to use. If you were in the Discord, the link should still work if you want to use it. Um, that version from 2 years ago is the only surviving backup of connection point I have. So that means that if I want connection point back, I have to, and I don't know how to understate this, relive the last 2 years, stream by stream, minute by minute, screenshot by screenshot, block by block, in nearly exactly the same way I did it to try and mirror and make sure everything looks the same at the end. If I wanted to get connection point back, I would have to rebuild everything. And that sounds simple enough. I only streamed Connection Point one, maybe 2 days a week. There was times I didn't stream. I had Hollow Knight. I had other games going on. It doesn't sound bad until you realize that the last stream it was saved on was 131. If anybody knows the Bee Farm stream, that was 237. 106 streams, 212 hours. Actually, it may be more than that. I think it was closer to 230 or so, maybe 220. And that's a lot of hours. That's more hours than I know what to do with, especially for a renovation project. It is a lot of time, especially for not just rebuilding everything, but painstakingly bringing my world back from the brink of extinction. I'm not just rewatching my streams. I'm going through. If a creeper blew something up, I'm digging out that hole or trying to get the creeper to blow it up again. If I took a screenshot randomly in the middle of the stream, I am going to line it up and rename that and get my screenshots back because like 80% of connection point screenshots were lost, maybe 90%, because I didn't send them. It was a streamed world. I didn't need to send them, so I lost all of them. So, yeah, um it it was a project I intended to be farther on by this point, and yet I am only on 138, which is when I was working on the end room. I can show you that as well in just a moment, but I haven't even finished the end portal room. I'm nearly finished, but I'm only 7 streams in, and that's 7 out of 106. With everything else going on, my graphics card having issues up until the beginning of May, and feeling extremely demotivated and horribly burnt out from everything going on. Um, I just haven't had the energy to do it. It is extremely time consuming work, and I can't do anything else while I'm doing it. I have to focus on it and make sure I'm getting things right. Because if I'm getting my world back, it's going to be my world, and it is a lot of work. So it sucks. Um, and I know it sucks because it's my world. I lost 4 years and I only got back two of them. But Connection Point may never come back. If I'm being honest with myself, Connection Point may never come back. And that hurts. Like, maybe over the years, I'll work on rebuilding it and we can continue streaming it at some point. But for the time being, and maybe forever, Connection Point is gone. And it will never be streamed again until I go through the 99 other streams I have left and rebuild it. The 200 hours or so, maybe 180 at this point, that are left. Or 180, yeah. Which isn't impossible, but it's more than I have time to do, more than I can focus on, and more than I can really put any effort into right now. So, as much as it sucks, that was the end of my February, and that has been my life for the last couple months. Um, and of course, after I got my computer back, not even a week later, the crashes started working again. So not only did I just lose 4 years of my favorite game, 4 years of some of the most important memories to me, and some of the most important worlds and data in my computer, but also it didn't fix the issue. The graphics card was still a faulty piece of shit and was still terrible and continued to crash and blue screen and make my life a living hell for the last 2 months. So you can imagine why I didn't come back. Not only did I lose the world I was doing everything in streaming on, but I couldn't run anything else. I didn't feel like running anything else. It hurt. And so I stopped. And I'm going to wait for those ads to play. God, it's been a while since I've talked about all of this, and I am definitely feeling it. Thank you, Fist, for the pancakes. Appreciate that. Maybe I just need to look up more. Arr. Arr. Not the pancakes. Yeah, the pancakes are getting it. And the ad break is finishing. Welcome back, everybody. So, now we come to the last 2 months. Um, I basically quit streaming for a while. I, you know, I just lost everything. I lost everything, and my computer couldn't handle doing anything. I couldn't edit, I couldn't stream, and even if I could, why would I want to? It wasn't worth it anymore. My computer was having issues. I was having issues over how long this had gone on, over how much I had essentially just sent down the drain, and how it was terrible. I hated it. I felt miserable. And that wasn't the only thing. I won't get into it too much, but I had some IRL things that happened at the same time. My cat got very, very sick suddenly at the beginning of March. I lost not a close family member, but more, or a relative of mine, um, in what, late March, also early March. So I went from I just lost everything to, oh my god, my cat might die, to, oh my gosh, a relative just passed away. And it just kept going for a little while, and it didn't stop until like April. And I was very, very tired. I was, I do not know how to describe how it felt. Um, because not only was all of this stuff happening, but as mentioned, my computer was having issues, so I couldn't even escape to play games. I couldn't escape to make streams or edit a silly video every once in a while. And so I just couldn't do anything but sit there with that broken ass computer and work. So that's what I did. I picked up more days at work. I played literally only Minecraft for the last 4 months. And that's been it. I've been slowly working on coming back since, gosh, I don't even know, maybe February. I've been working on this stream redo for almost a year now. The things I commissioned Ash and Kiri for have been in the works for the better part of a year now. So this stuff is a long time coming, but it was really soured for a long time by all of these issues, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. So I did something about it. I put up throne incentives on my Discord that I would do some art for people who donated to my throne, because that is where my new graphics card was coming in from, because I didn't have the money to spare to spend like $400 on a new graphics card. And Skelly, if he's still here, if you're still here, you goober, you specifically, um, people donated and got me a new graphics card. I was able to order it and purchase it and get it sent over. And God, I cannot, I don't know how to describe the relief I felt having a graphics card that works after 4 months, maybe 5 months of a faulty, buggy piece of stupid plastic and metal that has been just pulling me down and infecting every part of my life. It has been like amazing, euphoric even, to just have a computer that works at its full capabilities. And this graphic card works better than the one that I was supposed to have, the one that was supposed to work. And it also has VR support. So, maybe VR chat streams at some point when I get a VR chat headset. So you can look forward to that at some point. But it wasn't until May that I was really able to start thinking about coming back, no matter how much I wanted to and how much I felt like I wasn't doing anything with my life, with my dreams. There was nothing I could do until I waited, uh, or nothing I could do except wait for a while. And now I'm back. And like I said, it's still difficult. I still feel the residual effects of losing everything, but I'm kind of lucky, to be fair. I could have lost everything. I'm thankful that I got the quarter of my screenshots I got back. I'm thankful I have some version of connection point. And in the aftermath, I have made a new Test World 3, New Horizons, and I've just continued building on it. It has been a lot, honestly, trying to get streams ready to go again, trying to keep up with shorts, which, by the way, um, I can send. I haven't used this command in forever, but if anybody wants to check out my YouTube channel, I am uploading weekly shorts again. And I can say that consistently because I have put out a short every week for the last 5 or 6 weeks, which is probably the longest I've been able to keep it up since I started making shorts 2 years ago. So if you want to see that, that's happening right now. In fact, I put one out last night, literally like at 11:15 for me, because I wanted to get it ready before this stream happened today. So now that we've kind of gone over everything and how we got here, where everything's gone, where do we go from here? The past has happened, the present has kicked and beaten me down a lot, and I am here to tell the tale. So, what does that mean? Well, it means your girl has a whole host of new overlays, including the one you see here. This has been in my mind for about a year and a half now to have something that looks like this. I have enjoyed every step of the process of making it. I can show you the starting soon screen again. This one is custom designed by Ash for me. I animated it um, by hand to give it some more life. I gave it a reflection in the door, the starting soon at the top, the rain, the lighting. I animated that, but Ash is completely is the one who made it all by herself. She did an incredible job. Ara, hello. Lurk as much as you need, lovely. Okay? I'm very happy to have you here. We I haven't had to use it this stream, but the second screen that Ash just made me is the Be Right Back screen. This is one of my favorite things ever. I animated this. Ash drew it. All once again, Ash is the artist behind this work. She is one of my best friends, and she made this custom for me. The offline screen will be coming up soon. She's still working on that one. I still have new panels to make to update my old ones. But if you look in the descriptions should all be updated. If you want to see my new schedule, what I'm going to be streaming, the new credits for all of the new assets and stuff that I'm using now. And yeah, obviously the transition I can't take the credit for finding it. Skelly was listening to me yap for hours on end, as he likes to do, as we like to do. We call like every other day. We call a lot. We talk so much, and he found it for me while I was looking myself, and that's the one I have. Now, something I can't show you, or at least I don't think I can show you, but I have a custom, I say custom, I have a raid animation that'll play if we get raided. So if we get raided at any point today, or in the future, you will see that. It's so cute. No new emotes yet. I do have plans to do that. To either make a follower goal or subscriber goal. The one I have over there is temporary for now. But I have some plans for the future. If you haven't seen my posts over on Blue Sky or Discord, let me pull up the picture. Something you can look forward to, and something that will be coming up next stream, which will be on June 1st, is kind of the future of what I'm doing. So, obviously, with these new overlays, I have some new ideas for streams. I actually started coming up with them back in January, till that got completely derailed by my computer and by losing a lot of stuff. But I have some new ideas. No, that's fine. um, but I have some new ideas for streams. Obviously, I can't play on Connection Point uh, anymore. So after June, I will be starting a new long-term modded survival world. We will be playing modded Minecraft for the foreseeable future. I feel like it's going to be a good breath of fresh air for the streams. It'll be something that is enjoyable, something I can learn. Yep, we're doing modded. And You may even see some people from chat playing on there too. Hi, Raven. Yeah. In the absence of a Minecraft world, I will be making my own, or I will be making a new one, and we will be playing modded survival for a while. Now, I did just mention after June. Why would I do that? Why would I hold off June if it's May? Yeah, I can't just not stream for a month. Well, see, that's the beauty of it. Because we are still going to be playing modern Minecraft, but even better than that, I got invited to a charity SMP. If any of you know Taz the Menace from a couple years ago, the V Pumpkin SMP, I played on seasons 1 and 3. There was seasons 2 and 4. And since then, I've kept up with Taz, and they recently started planning. I say recently, I believe they've been planning for the last month or maybe more to fundraise for the Center Orlando. I don't have any of the commands set up for it right now, but I can send the link in chat because I went and looked myself. I wanted to make sure I was doing my due diligence and knowing what I was going to be fundraising for or um, raising funds for. But this is the Center Orlando. It's a um, like LGBT support and help center in Florida. They do a lot with making sure people have proper education, people have proper safety, and that sort of stuff. It's very, very awesome. They're a charity, and as you can probably guess, if any of you live in the U.S., they have lost a a lot, like a lot of money in the last couple months because of the current administration that's going on right now. They've lost a lot of money, and that's why Taz eventually chose them as the one to raise money for. So yeah. Ooh, wait, which one is that? That's the gender fluid one. Yes. So let me pull up the image. But because I heard about it and because I'm lucky, Taz knows who I am, and I have played on Taz's servers before, I got invited to the Blocks for Pride SMP. It will be streaming throughout the month of June, from June 1st until June 30th. I will be streaming every Monday and Thursday. Wednesdays will still be gaming streams. I'm going to be doing Stardew 3 of the Wednesdays, and I'm going to have a Gartic phone stream on the 18th. So if you want to keep up with that, I will be posting the schedules in Discord, mind you. Let me do that again, or let me do a Discord ping. If you want to join the Discord, it's 16 plus. Make sure you are above 16 if you join. You will not be let in if you're not. My streams, my videos, and my servers are 16 plus. So if you're under that, we will have to unfortunately kick you. But I will be participating in this charity, and I do have incentives. So my goal is to reach $100, and every $25 I have a different incentive. I will talk more about that when we get there. But I got invited. It's my first charity server, my first charity streams I've ever done, and I get to play on a another server for Pride Month with a whole host of other people. Let me tell you, some of those people, they have incredible models. I have checked out a couple of their streams. Kato BTW made a link tree that includes everybody who is streaming, at least most of the people that he was able to find, and his streams seem great. He seems like such a chill dude, or such a fun person to be around. There's some other people in there that just are amazing. I am so excited to get to meet them and see what goes on and have fun and build a base. I'm hoping with the new 4-hour stream that I'm doing we should be able to build a significant base and do some significant mod work. So we should have something pretty cool by the end of June, and I'm looking forward to it more than I know how to talk about it. So that's the plans for the immediate future. The next month is going to be mostly the blocks for Pride SMP with some gaming streams mixed in there. And after that, is going to be the modded survival world and probably some other gaming streams. Probably going to keep up Stardew for a while. It seems fun. I'm not sure how long it goes on. I'm debating whether to look into some of like just some knowledge of Stardew because it's such a big game. I feel like it might be more enjoyable if I have a little bit more knowledge on what is going on. I feel like playing it blind might hinder the enjoyment of the streams a little bit, but that's something I'm still debating on right now. So, what happens after that? This isn't just a return stream. This is also a beginning. A very, very scary beginning for me, honestly. Not as scary as it could have been, but also not as full. Now, what do I mean by that? Um, I didn't plan I didn't plan my streams out like this for no reason. I actually had a very specific reason for coming back on May 30th. One, to get ready for the charity streams on in June, make sure there was some time to catch up with the community, get everybody back in, see what's going on. But also, I have done some things in my personal life, as I'm guessing all of you have heard me say any number of times. If you've been here long enough, you've heard me say it about a billion times now. This is my dream job. My dream job and my eventual goal is to make a living off of Twitch and YouTube. I want to be able to grow my follower count and my subscribers and the donations and the gifts to a place where I can live off of them and I can comfortably live on my own or live live away from here. Love my family, love the home I've been living in. But eventually, right? It'll be time for me to leave. And I want to do that at some point. And thankfully I have a job that I work at right now, but my job over the last 2 years has taken more and more of my time, as you can tell from streams, being sometimes spontaneous, sometimes being uh, rearranged. I don't really stream on holidays anymore, as I did a couple years ago. And that's just how a job works, right? I'm part time. I usually only work on the weekends or the last half of the weeks. Like I think at the peak I was working 4 days a week, and I couldn't handle it. This is not me saying that it's not possible or that I can't work a full like a full work week, but the more time I work at my job, the less time I have to think and plan and make things a better experience here. Like, I don't just want to make a living off of this. This is my dream job. I want to work on things. I want to make it as good of an experience for everybody here as it is for me. And I don't have as much time to do that and focus on things and make streams and videos the best they can be if I'm working and I'm tired all the time. Some people do it and it's impressive, but I can't. So I recently made a big change a couple weeks ago. I sat down with my family and I discussed quitting my job. It did end up going through, but I did limit the number of days. That is also a mess that isn't helping. Yeah, holy cow. The stories I have to tell everybody after I quit my job will be amazing. You're gonna love some of the things I have to say about it. But eventually we came to an agreement. We talked back and forth. We discussed potential options moving forward, whether to quit, whether not to quit. And what I've done is limit the number of days I work. I have gone from 3 and 4 days down to 2 days. And I only work Saturdays and Sundays, still part time. And so my paychecks are going down, but it means I have the entire week to focus on streams. So throughout the month of June, I will probably stick to 3 streams a week. However, once June ends and we go into July, if I feel like I can manage it, or if I figure out enough stream ideas to do, I will be switching into 4 streams a week. I am going to commit to this as much as I can because I want this to work out. And now more than ever, I want to be able to support myself off of this. I want to be able to make this what I do. And I can't do that if I don't really commit to this and really make it my sole focus. So I'm going to be working on videos. I'm going to be working on keeping shorts coming out. Um, if not every week, then 2 a week. I am going to be leaning more heavily into it. I'm going to be trying to make streams as fun and enjoyable and as great of an experience as I can, while also having ads enabled and all that stuff. Because my ultimate goal is to make enough money to show that I can do this. And if I can do that, I can quit my job and do this full time. At least commit to it full time. And that's where I'm at now. That's why I decided to come back at the end of May, of all times, and why things have changed. Why it took so long is because it took a long time to both convince them and convince myself that it was something I could do, something I could commit to. And I really want to commit to this. I really want this to be what I do. So I'm going to be doing as much as I can. Streams will be longer. I'm going to stick with that 4 hours. I don't know if we'll hit it today because today will just be a just chatting stream. I don't really have any games planned for today, but going forward, streams will be 4 hours, if not longer. Um, there will be 3, if not 4 streams a week, and hopefully at least one video a month. I am still getting back into editing, which I'm doing with shorts. I can't say when the next video will be out, but I do have a couple videos that are half done from January and February that I'm still working on, or that I'm reworking on and like getting myself in the process of making them again. So we'll see. Hopefully, there should be a speed pan out maybe in June, maybe in July. I'm hoping. If not one, then I definitely want to do a Pride Month speed paint. And I'm working on, and then in January I was working on a D&D reference sheets and background lore story for a D&D campaign I'm working in. So you may get 2 speed paints in the near future. If I can make it happen in June, I will. Uh, the V Pumpkin video is very long. You have all heard me talk about it for years. It is, I don't know, maybe 50% complete in terms of the script. The script is planned out. The first 2 chapters are complete. The third chapter is, gosh, maybe like halfway written. And there's going to be maybe 6 chapters in total. Not to mention all of the filming and editing to work on it. So, unfortunately, it is not going to come out soon. I wanted it to be out by the end of June this year because that's when V Pumpkin Season 3 ended, June 28th, 2023. I thought it'd be a really cute thing to have it come out at 2 years, but I had to put video making on hold for the last 4 months. And so we'll see. Other than that, I have other ideas for videos. I want to finish up the Stray series. There's some other games I've played that I think would be really cool if I made it into a full video. But I haven't really started thinking about those just yet. I've been putting a lot of thought into doing more art and doing speed paints, which, if you've seen my shorts, I've already put out one speed paint and 3 shorts from Connection Point, and hopefully the more shorts and the more shorts I make and the more clips I make, or the more clips that I get, I'll be able to keep doing that. And those have been the best in getting subscribers over on YouTube. And hopefully, once I start doing the charity streams, we'll start getting some new people over here. The future, for the first time, I think, in this year, is looking up. And it's not to say it's going to be easy, but I want to believe it's going to be good. And I hope everybody's here along for the journey. I hope you're all excited for what's to come. I hope you're all looking forward to potentially new games. Like I haven't done I haven't played Genshin or Star Rail in a while. I'm considering doing those on stream. I think it might be fun to get me back into playing and exploring new areas, but also keeping up with the current content, playing through it. I think that could be fun. Same thing with Star Rail, Minecraft. Obviously, I wanted to do the modded series. Maybe we could do like creative building streams as I show you some of my build processes for building doors and redstones and stuff. Um, I might make some tutorials and videos. Um, it's really a mix up right now. I'm still in the early stages of planning what the rest of this year is going to look like because, we're only halfway through it. And up until a month ago, it didn't really feel like I had a year left to live or a year that I was going to enjoy going through or really focus on. But I have that chance now and I want to make it count. So, yeah. Uh yeah, this is it's a lot. I have been through a lot, done a lot, and seen a lot over the last 4 months. Oh, welcome everybody back from ads. I didn't even notice the ads were playing. I'm very, very grateful for everybody that's here. Whether you are lurking or chatting, I I cannot understate how much it means to me. I was hoping my first stream back would be wonderful, but you never know. especially especially when a thunderstorm at 3 a.m. wakes me up in the middle of the morning. I mind you, it was 3 in the morning. I got woken up by thunder, which literally shook my house and shook the neighborhood, um, and knocked out the internet. And so I almost had to reschedule until somebody from the company came out and fixed it. Thank God. I want to make more of a presence online. I want to do more. I want to try more. I want to not only expand my comfort zones, but build out those comfort zones with things that are going to be worth it to watch. I not only want to make videos and make streams, but I want to make them fun. I want to make them enjoyable. I want you all to have a good time here. I am a streamer, but streamers are nothing without their chat, without their viewers. And I want it to be a good experience while you're here. So hopefully over the next couple months, I can do that. And though things are changing, and though they're going to look very different in a couple months, who knows what it's going to look like. I hope, and I have you know, I can dream. A girl can dream, right? That maybe by the end of this year we'll reach 400 followers, or over on YouTube I can reach 200 over there, and maybe start bringing in some revenue from here again. Not obligatory, obviously. I'm happy with everybody who's here just being here. You know, the more people who are watching and lurking in chat, the better of a time it is. And I can hold a conversation with myself. I'm crazy. You've all seen me. I'm insane. I can talk with myself for hours if I need to, because this noggin right here, this crazy cat noggin, can do so many things and none at all. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. And I'd like to do this. So, for the time being, I think that's going to be the end of this stream. It's going to be nice to upload a VOD to the VOD channel for the first time in forever. It's going to be nice to go through and just have one. I get to make new thumbnails again. Yay! Although before I do, let me show off mainstream. I haven't shown that off as much or at all yet, but I figured you all would like seeing the place you're going to see most of the time. You know, just chatting, it's nice, and I feel like this creates a really nice atmosphere. If we do have these just chatting streams, I feel much more expressive, much more alive, much more cozy in this place, which is my whole vibe that I want to go for. But mainstream does exist, and this is what it looks like. I'm not sure how the stream quality is and if you can see chat or not, but I can always adjust that. This is mainstream, and this is my new test world. You can see I built an egg over there for Easter. We have my new hallway. If anybody saw this hallway, this thing is really old. I built one in my first test world, literally back in 2020, and I have continued to rebuild it and refine it ever since. And to this day, it holds both a room as well as a collection of every book I've ever written in every season and realm that I've played in, every server and realm that I've played in. At least all the ones I have access to. There's a whole bunch of contraptions. You can see armor stands over there messing with mobs. There's some door mechanics that I've had to figure out. There's some tests over here. There's all kinds of things. There's even an ore circle. This one is actually fun. I can show you. I can show you this. So I've had an ore circle in my worlds for the last 3 years, but they've been off-centered. One side being 6, one side being 5. I couldn't get over the fact that it's been an odd number. However, because of 1.21.4 or the Garden Awakens, they added the resin blocks. And look at that. We have 6 on all sides. It's an even circle. And if you didn't notice my skin, I now have a trans flower crown. Because, you know, trans femme. It is super exciting to have a well, the new skin is for the charity streams. Taz was very lovely and made some really cute assets for like flower crowns and a whole bunch of different pride flags. But I've been enjoying building a test world again. You know, it was a stark contrast to the one I had before, but it's a new one. It's a new start, and this is what streams are going to look like from now on. This is what you're going to see as we go on. And also, I can run shaders now. I can run shaders. I can move around fine. My graphics card works perfectly. I've had zero issues. And once I get a VR headset, we can do stuff in VR. And you bet your bottom dollar we're going to be doing stuff in VR. I want to do VR streams. I don't know how I'd make them work right now, but I think they'd be super fun. And maybe like one every so often. Maybe I get some other people together and we just do some like chatting and talking. Who knows? There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of potential for the future. And really, I just want to make it good. So, yeah, I think that's where we'll end it for today. With that, I can show you the new stream ending screen, which looks very similar to the first one, but this is what it is. I hope you all enjoyed a blast from the past, and a catch up in the last 4 months and where I've been. A lot has changed. I've changed. The world has changed. And all I can do is hope that I can steer us in the right direction. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you everybody who chatted. Thank you Jade for gifting. Thank you Raven for subscribing for 31 months, by the way. That's a lot of months. You're almost at a half a stack of months. And I hope you all have a great day. Actually, you know what? I haven't gotten a chance to do this. So we're going to do this before I go. We're going to raid out. So I know that my friend, Graveyard Growls, the man, the myth, the legend. It's been a while since I've been able to raid into him, since I've been able to share my community with his and give back a little what he's given me. We are going to raid into Graveyard Growls today. I hope you all welcome and give him a wonderful, wonderful raid, a wonderful welcome. I will see you all there. Thank you for a wonderful stream back. You are all incredible. Thank you for being my community. And I will see you next time.